Good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me here. It is always a blessing to stand before not only survivors, but caregivers and supporters as well, because if you have ever been through this debilitating illness, you know that the support you receive magnifies your healing. So again, my name is Tasha Champion. I was diagnosed with breast cancer the day before my 36th birthday in 2016. I am a BRCA1 positive patient, which means that I carry the gene mutation that makes me high risk for breast and/or ovarian cancer. In my family, there's a long history of both cancers. And for me and my sister, who I'm so proud to have here with me today, we were at an 87% likely chance of having breast cancer. So we decided to be proactive and have a prophylactic double breast mastectomy to reduce our risk of breast and/or ovarian cancer. Most people are familiar with it because of Angelina Jolie. So we embarked on this journey along with my mother and my other sister as well. All of us were positive. My mother is a 22-year survivor. And during the surgery for both me and my sister that's here tonight, during the double mastectomy, they found the cancer already growing. So we were being proactive, going to the hospital, electing to have this surgery to reduce our risk, only to find that we went into the hospital to be a previvor. We came out of the hospital a survivor. Thank you. Being that it was one of the most aggressive forms of breast cancer, triple negative, we still had to go through rounds of chemotherapy. We didn't have to do radiation. But one thing I can say is, while of course I would never say I want somebody to have this with me, I won't lie, it was comforting having my sister by my side. We live over an hour away, but in the middle of the night when you can't sleep, who else is up? This is the person that's going through it with you. So we would be on the phone at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while everyone else was asleep. My mother, living an hour from her, an hour from me, was driving back and forth and back and forth. So I can say that while during this journey I didn't know much about American Cancer Society, I wish I had, because the hotel partnership would have been one of those things that helped my mom, help her get some rest in all the driving that she was doing back and forth. So we embarked on this journey. I can say that we're back to work, we're back to being moms and daughters and sisters and friends and doing the things that we love to do in life, just like everybody else. Cancer is not easy. Cancer does not care who you are, what you look like, what career you have, what education you have, your race, your skin color. It doesn't care whether you are tall, short, skinny, fat. It doesn't care. But what I can say is, when cancer doesn't care, those people that are attached to the Relay for Life name care. They show up in care, in love, in support, in honor. They do everything they can to make you know, not let you know, but to make you know. If they have to force it on you, you will know when you are with a Relay for Life team, you are not alone. And you should not go on this journey alone. There are a lot of people that suffer cancer in silence. And I want to encourage people to come out of that silence and let people love on them and support them, especially those that are involved in Relay. Because when you show up for Relay, you're showing up with passion. Nobody's forcing you to be here. You're showing up in passion. You're showing up with a commitment that we are on this fight together. Because when cancer affects one of us, it affects all of us. No one person goes through cancer alone. Because if you have a family, it's affecting your family. If you have friends, it's affecting your friends. If you have a job, it's affecting your coworkers. No one fights this fight alone. And it is really important for us to go in arms with each other, love on one another, support one another, and let people know you're not alone in this fight. If it's a text in the morning that just says, "Good morning, have a blessed day." If it's a message at night, "Good night, have a blessed night." If it is, get up and do something you love today. Get up and do something you love today. I am here as a witness that happiness, support, love, those are the best parts of your healing. So gather around people that know what you're going through. Gather around people that want to be there for you. Gather around people that want to hold your hand and go on this journey with you so that you know you are not alone. Can every survivor raise their hand? I know you guys said that, but every survivor raise their hand? If you are next to a survivor, please turn to that survivor and thank them for surviving. Because on this journey, there are times when you may want to give up, but there's somebody loving on you enough where you say, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep in this battle. I'm going to keep in this fight. Where are all my caregivers?
Caregivers.
Turn to them and say, thank you for caring. Because without you, we don't make it through. Without caregivers, we don't make it through. We need you. We honor you. I run a caregiver support group, and one thing I can say is you not only have a heart of gold, you also have the strongest shoulders because you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders while you are caring for someone that is going through cancer. And I thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Me and my sister were both caregivers for our mother, and then our children became caregivers for us. So we understand the power of having a caregiver. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. As we continue this fight, the next time you see someone who has been diagnosed, I want you to remind them that they are not their cancer story. They get to write their story how they decide and how they choose. So instead of saying, my cancer, I want you to teach them to say, the cancer. Instead of saying, my treatment, you say, the treatment. Instead of my chemo or my radiation, it is the chemo or the radiation. We are not in a relationship with cancer, and we cannot continue to hold it as if it is ours. When you love someone, you say, my husband, my daughter, my children, my mom. We say that for people that we love. So we cannot continue to hold cancer like we are in a relationship. So no longer hold cancer as if it is yours. It is not yours. We are all to link in arms, supporting one another, loving on one another, and letting everybody know that as we come together continuously, I don't care what anybody says, we will fight for a cure. We will continue to fight for a cure, and one day we will see cancer the same way we see it cold. As something that we can to this battle. So make sure that you show up. Bring somebody with you, because I can guarantee you, as I am witness, my first Relay for Life, I knew I would show up forever. And I would drive anywhere that I had to go to show up when I'm asked. So bring somebody with you. Let them experience what it's like. That person that doesn't want to get up from their bed on June 22nd, get them up and tell them, even if you stay 5 minutes, you just need to experience this kind of love. You need to experience this kind of support, and you're not going to get it from that bed. Make sure they know that your organization exists for them. Make sure that they know there's a community that is gathering and loving on them, hugging them from afar and wants to hug them in person. So to every survivor, thank you for surviving. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for caring. Thank you for caring. Thank you for caring. We have a job to do together, and it starts with us loving and caring for each other together, holding hands and saying, we will fight until cancer cannot. Yes. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Wow. Very powerful.